The next tab over is going to be rooms. And this is actually where we can start to dive into a specific room and actually even get all the way down to controlling the devices in that space as a technician. So firstly, when we come to this screen, we can still break this down by our location tree. So I could just look at the rooms that are in my particular office that I'm looking at or supporting today. And again, I'm going to come in and we're actually going to look at the boardroom that we've got in here. So first coming into this, the first thing that I see when I come into this is the status overview of all of the assets in that space. So you can see currently I've got, I don't know how many devices this is, 10 devices in this space. I can see they're all connected. I can see they're all powered on. I can see all but one have alerts. And again, that's that alert we looked at earlier with that Poly X30 touch panel not being connected. So again, we can see exactly where that alert is coming from in the system. We can also change this view depending on what we're looking to do. So for example, we can pull up asset view where we can see straight away an overview of the serial numbers. And if we wanted to, and again, an action for me is I need to go through and fill these in where we can actually have asset tracking numbers that relate to, the stickers that are on the back of the devices. So we can actually log that in this system. Configuration more relates to maybe a support, what the configuration is of that system, including versions that you're using of Utelogy. And then network, this is a really useful tool when you're actually onboarding a new client. We can actually show them exactly how we're going to communicate with all of those devices, what IP addresses we're going to use, what protocols and ports. So we can send this straight off to your network team, and straight away they can open up the requirements to actually make this function because it's all captured in our system. Okay. Coming a bit further down, we can see the alerts in the system. So again, just if we had more alerts on this tenant, we would see just the alerts that relate to this particular room. And then we can also see room level metrics as the next tab down. So for example, this is information that we capture about that room. So for example, how many capacity the seats have. We can see, does it have audio teleconference functionality or video teleconference? Is it currently in a call or is it occupied? And even things like we can fill in what type of room kind it is, because that enables us to do things like say which room kind actually causes us the most pain, not necessarily the individual manufacturers. Is it the huddle spaces where people go in and move things around because they don't touch things in the formal boardrooms? That's the kind of information we can capture and report on as well. Other things we can see, we actually have a document section associated with each room. So we can actually upload documentation that's going to assist our technicians in resolving the space, even if they haven't necessarily been to that space before. So this is something we can do. So typically we'd upload things like images of the room, line diagrams, elements like that to that space, essentially. So a technician can come in and understand how that room's laid out, where the hardware is physically located in the space if he needs to talk someone through something. But again, just so he's got an overview and all stored in that single pane of glass.